relocate your facility, that you have those conversations, or make sure you're aware of what your municipality's governance is with regards to how they zone regarding schools, whether you can use homes as actual facilities, whether or not you have to be buried appropriately from certain types of establishments. So you want to make sure that you're always educating yourself with regards to what your locals want, because in addition to being compliant with MRA, you also have to find a way to also be compliant with them as well. This just kind of goes into detail with respect to those documents and what the expectation is that they're on site. And I'll be honest with you, in a pre-licensure environment, some of these things you will not have, and they will absolutely not make sense to you. Some of them you will take a stab at, and then once you're actually a functional licensed facility, you will see the need to tweak them and make adjustments to them as you move forward. Just know that we're there to work with you to be compliant. We're not there to beat you up about it. So if there are tips that we can give or information that you feel might be helpful, reach out to us before you just give up on it. We absolutely need you to succeed for the industry to make it. So. Now, things like your proof of insurance for liability with the appropriate coverage amounts, we're looking for $100,000 of liability coverage with respect to your facility and the product that it's held within. When we come on site, people have 100 or so pages of an insurance document. But the long and short of it is you can provide that to your analyst. When I come out, I'm looking for the declaration page. It'll potentially mirror what your car insurance does. First 2 pages break down in detail what the coverages are and the dates of coverage. And that's the primary thing that we'll be looking for. With regards to employee records, the criminal history, you have to ensure that nobody has a felony conviction with regards to drug-related situations within the last 10 years. So we're looking to see that you did your diligence with that locally at best. We don't have any specific requirements, whether you use the city that you reside in, you can use iChat, you can take the steps to run a national database. We need to see that you've done your diligence to ensure. If you get somebody on site, that happens to come from another state, then that's a situation where you know potentially running only Michigan is not going to do it for you. Just be mindful that the department has come across people who have a criminal history, a situation within the last 10 years. You do still have the opportunity to petition the department to keep that person if you feel they're essential to the business. We do understand the nature of the industry, and that's exactly why some people have a criminal history, because they have the knowledge that's required to move forward. You can always put that to writing and send it to the department and request to still be allowed to hire that person. I'll be honest, we're into the double digits with those requests. To my knowledge, nobody's been denied. So give it a good try and make sure the person is worth you wanting that for, but it's not an absolute no because they have a criminal history. With regards to your employee training, we will require some type of manual or bulletin on site. Just do your diligence to show us what you're doing to try to educate your people to help the industry. We understand everybody doesn't have knowledge, but show us how you're going to get it to them. Give us a plan of how you're going to give them tips on safety and exiting procedures. There's a fire, there's a shutdown, attempted break-in. Go beyond the extra mile, give your employees something, a point of reference, so if these situations happen that are outside of the norm, they know what to do. They didn't just run out the door, leave the keys, the money, the invoices. So. With regards to the waste management plan, I think they did a great job. Oftentimes, though, there are not a lot of waste management companies right now who are interested or willing to take the steps with this industry. So I just caution you to do your research, go the mile to try to do what's right, get you a sufficient plan, have it available and on site, and just know that we know that there are still a few hiccups in the industry and that there are some things that are required of you that you potentially won't be able to meet at this time. This speaks to co-locating. If you guys have an interest in, let's just say, a grow and a consumption place, 2 different license types that are actually allowed by the department. There can be no direct egress from one facility directly into the next. They do not consider a door as a partition, so it would have to be a wall, some type of brick and mortar, a man trap, and what they consider that to be is a small entryway or foyer that's governed by 2 doors. If one door is open, the other door cannot be opened, and vice versa. In the event of a fire, power outage, the locks would immediately fail and allow direct egress in both directions for safety. If you guys run into trouble with respect to that, just be mindful that most contractors are familiar with how to appropriately separate a building. However, just remember that a door is not a partition, and if you can go right from one door and walk into another licensed business that has nothing to do with yours, then that lets you know you're not appropriately co-located. A lot of people take issue with this and have questions. What we encourage you to do is get an actual floor plan of your facility, send it up to MRA enforcement and say, this is my proposed site, looking to determine if I'm appropriately co-located before I start construction. I hate for anybody to spend that kind of money only to have to tear it down. That's money you could be putting into your facility. And this just kind of goes into detail with the fact that they don't consider just a door with respect to being appropriately co-located. Rule 35 speaks to security and surveillance. This is huge in the industry. This is one of the things that most people kind of unfortunately get wrong during the pre-licensure environment. The expectation is that your facility is covered fully with respect to any entrance, any exit, the route that your product is going to travel, both inside and as it's being stored. So if you have 2, 3 entrances and exits, just know that we need 20 feet in both directions outside of that entrance and exit, as well as inside. You need to have commercial-grade, non-residential door locks on all doors throughout the facility. If you ever question that, please do save the packaging as the door locks come in, so that way if we have a dialogue with you that your locks aren't appropriate, but you can show us the inserts that show that it's non-residential and commercial grade, then we will receive that as proof. With respect to your security coverage, make sure that you have spot-on coverage of your DVRing system itself. There has to be a camera that faces that specifically so that we can see if it's been tampered with or manipulated in any way. In addition to that, whatever houses your DVRing unit used to be permanently affixed to a wall or the floor, bracketed down in a manner where they can't just pick it up and leave out of your facility with it. If you happen to be using just a room itself, then just make sure it's bolted down and you can have coverage of entrance into that particular location. The minute you co-locate anything in a room with your security system, then you will have to have camera coverage inside of that room. But if it stands alone as a security room, then coverage of that space will be sufficient. One of the other things that really does give people a lot is the capability of having 30 days of retention on the DVRing system. Depending on the amount of cameras that you have within your facility, that can absolutely affect the amount of memory that you have. So just make sure that you're maintaining cameras that are 24/7 continuous recording, nothing motion activated. Early on, a lot of people had the ring bells and things like that, but unfortunately it's only motion, so it doesn't work that great for this industry anyway. With regards to print capabilities, they do require, in this age of technology, that you can print a still color photo with the date and time stamp manipulated on any of the photos that they choose from your coverage. So if you've got 92 cameras, all of them need to be programmed in a way where the date and time is on each one. And if we say, okay, go back 15 days and print me a photo, 10, 12, then you need to be capable of doing it. To be honest, how likely is that? More often we come and we want a USB drive and we want a period of time footage. But you have to be able to print that color photo. So just make sure that somebody on the team is capable of doing it. If you're running multiple shifts, then the expectation is that each shift has somebody who can pull any information that the department may come in and request. Surveillance and security systems, just make sure that you have at least 720p resolution.